You know there's zombies on the prowl, and it's terror time again. You got you running through the night. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with X is still down. X has been down like the entire day. It was down this morning when I tried to go live here. Everyone ripping pasta. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Oh, no, get out of there. Coming out today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, daCAT, everything update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. I wonder why the error occurred on X and why it is. Ooh, Fantastic Four. What? Marvel Mighty upgrades for Fantastic Four. Let me screenshot this, and then we're going to go to the blog here. All right. Open Chrome. And no upgrades for Dr. Doom, I see. Okay. Well, we have exciting upgrades. Oh, man. X is not doing a thing today, huh? All right, rip. The series celebrates the legacy of the Fantastic Four and their iconic battles. Featuring idle and action animations, each 3D collectible showcases the strength, intelligence, and unique powers of each character. This Marvel Mighty Upgrade series brings a fresh perspective to these legendary characters, giving collectors a chance to elevate their Marvel Mighty collection. The Thing, ever-loving and battle-ready, Ben Grimm returns to the Marvel Mighty's Fantastic Four action series. The upgraded 3D digital collectible comes with idle and action animations, which showcases the Thing's raw strength as he smashes through any obstacle path. What do we got here? So there's, can you believe there's 29,000 of these freaking things? The upgraded uncommon, where you see him smash that all on the floor, smash that, give me some more. That one is 3,479 editions. So that is a lot less. It's going to be $5 for these. For the uncommon, first available public mint is number 41. MCP point. Okay, it costs 250, and then you burn your original. All right, not bad. Be eligible for craft the Fantastic Four action digital collectibles. Collectors must hold digital collectibles from the Fantastic Four series and 250. Oh man, okay. So let's get to the comments here real quick. What's up, Balthrons? Let's fire. There's a huge fire sale. Blood in the streets. There's like a ton of ways for people to make money here. Obviously, it's easier when people have dry powder on the side. It's a lot harder if people don't have dry powder on the side. So tit for tat over there. But yeah, a lot of things on sale. And who knows how long the sale lasts. We could even have a bigger sale over the next couple of months. I'll get into that. I just want to get into this the thing here real quick. They do the same thing with Mr. Fantastic, do the same thing with Invisible Woman, and then they do the same thing with the Human Torch. Oh, they have Dr. Doom too. Okay. Oh, all right. There's only 599 Dr. Dooms. Okay. I think I only have one though. I don't think I have two. I had two in the past. I actually had multiple in the past, but let me check that here. I'll give that a look-see. Go to my collection. I'll go to see all. Then I'll go to find, and then I'll go to Doom. Oh, I do have two. Hot dog. I got number 48, and then number 1944. And that 1944 I've had for a long time, so I'll keep that there. Let's get Bill Garb. Could you stop buying Bumper, please? That is until they start. I mean, they're fine. I mean, they didn't want my money when I went to be like, hey, you guys all right? Do you need anything? They're like, no, we're good. They could have easily said like, yeah, give us all you got, but they didn't. So I would say that in the eyes of an investor, when you take a look at the fact that they turned down money, probably not bad. Probably not a bad thing. Then you also have the fact that they seem to be looking to do AMAs every month. And with the AMAs every month, again, it seems to be in the trajectory that they want to go. That'd be awesome. But even still, like they're still not taking in revenue. Like I would like I know DEFINITY is way down in the dumps today. Yeah, this is so sorry. Can I edit the? Maybe if I could save changes and then I can go live for the X. I wonder if that's a thing. Nope, clearly not a thing. Anyway, yeah, DEFINITY, even though they're down, they were down like 30% today. 14%. I mean, it's still horrendous. They're at 1.5 cents. They're down to a less than $2.5 million market cap. One of the things I'll ask them when we do an AMA, I don't know when we'll do it. Within the next 2 months, we'll do an AMA for DEFINITY. I'll have Manu and Chris come on, and I'll be like, okay, so guys, like with the amount of money you're making, that and the market cap that the token has, like there is a huge discrepancy. And they'll say, yeah, there is. And then I'll go and be like, okay, when are you guys going to go public with this, so that this way people know, what you guys are doing? If they say we'll go public with it in the next month or so, like before the first half of 2025, I'm like, okay, people will know. I'll stack. If they go and they say, well, we want to continue to fly under the radar as much as possible, I'll go on and say, okay, not buying this for another 6 months. I'm going to wait until the DEVVE goes up and OMI goes up, and they could very well go up. My original goal is to get as much DEVVE as possible, and then after DEVVE, roll it into OMI. But OMI's already at like a $60-something million market cap. Let's see what we got here. OMI's down. Oh, actually, OMI's pretty flat on the day. It's only down about 0.3%, where everything else is down an insane amount. However, yeah, $64 million market cap. And DEFINITY has like a $2.5 million market cap. It makes so much sense to do the. It seems to make so much sense to be able to go in and say, yeah, this makes sense, and then do. All right, where was this? DEVVE. Let's go to DEVVE here real quick. See what they're at. They're at a $50 million market cap. That was very, very low. They were actually under a $50 million market cap earlier today. They were at like 53 cents, which is nuts. How low can they go? Let's take a look. See. Well, honestly, now that they've broken that support level, yeah, like 54 cents was a big breakout point from December. If they were to go below that, then I would say 42 cents that they had in November 29th of 2024. So it's possible it can still go lower there. Again, we had a wicked cup and handle form, but then it didn't really trade sideways like it normally does. It just went crazy down, and we're not 100% sure why. I think there's a lot of I see it in every single community out there. When stuff goes down, people panic and they sell. And so, yeah, what would a recession mean? Should I get? Yeah. All right. Let's get to that. Let's go to. Oh lordy. This is Mario Nawful, right? Come on, Mario, where you at? Okay, so Mario goes on and say, I hate it when that happens. So apparently what I have to do is I have to try and touch the screen every few seconds or else it'll go black. And yeah, I feel like I'm trying to get it to go live on X, but it is not letting me go live on X. So maybe I can, if I save changes and then I start to go live, it would be better. Nope, apparently it is not. Anyway, breaking odds of a recession in 2025 spiking on Polymarket. Polymarket bettors are bracing for a major economic downturn, with odds of a 2025 U.S. recession surging to 38%, nearly doubling in a short period. is the recession inevitable? And okay, well, why are we going into a recession? What does this mean for VeVe, OMI, DEVVE, like all of these places? Is the bull market over? So for years, one of the chief complaints about China was that they are holding out for the long term. U.S. is focused on quarterly goals. They're focused on really the short term, and China's really focused on kind of the long term, kind of really playing the long game. And Trump had decided, yeah, we're going to do that too. And in doing so, there's a lot of short term pain. It's like, how do you go off and get a really good fit body? Picture Hugh Jackman. Tortures his body, diets, works out insanely hard, and he does that for a number of reasons. One, for that huge payday, because they pay him a lot of money. People judge him. He's older now, but also because you want to look as good as you can, and he does all that really for just like one scene. He'll do that so he can take his shirt off for one scene that they shoot in a day. So there's like 6-8 months of preparation for one shot. That's very similar to crypto, where a lot of times you have 3-4 years of pain, and after that pain, hey, there we go, finally live on X. And once that pain ends, like Hugh Jackman's one-day shoot for his shirtless scene, you have this banana zone where everything goes insane for a couple weeks and then it's over. This has happened a couple of times so far this bull market. Bitcoin was at like 108 a couple of times, went down from there. Solana did like a 30x from the bottom. Now it's down like 60% from that. But again, going 30x is freaking nuts. So Solana just, again, went insane. What are they going to be if we continue to have a bull market? I don't know. Maybe, what was it, 30? I don't know. Maybe they go to like $1,000, per token. With OMI, it might be, might be similar. We might have it for a couple weeks. We might have it for a couple months. We don't know. But the plan with Trump right now, there's kind of three parts. There's lowering the taxes on the people. There's lowering the government spending. And then there is the tariffs. And the tariffs is just a major, major issue in the short term. Now, the plan is in the long term, hey, we're going to, let's say Mr. Tiger Duck makes pens in the US, right? And he made the pens in the US for 20 years up until like right now, I think, let's say it's cars. I think China puts a 10% tariffs on all US cars going to China, but we only put like a 2.5% tariff on China cars going to the US. I don't know how it got like that. I don't know why it's like that. But right now, it's easier to make these cars like in China. So Mr. Tiger Duck is going to make his pen car in China because the tariffs are cheaper. When Trump goes and says, hey, we're going to even these out, you can come down or we can go to where you are, doesn't matter. He's going to make it so that it's going to be cheaper for these business owners to go in and make their product inside the US. One, because that's going to bring a lot of jobs. And two, that's going to protect the US supply line. Like, if we're reliant on other countries, that's not a good thing. But if we make it ourselves, that means less reliancy on these other countries. And that's the overall goal, which will happen. But that might not happen for several months. It might happen until next year. And if that's the case, if we go into this recession, like in the short term, you see higher prices for everything. And a lot of people see higher prices in their stuff already. And not just like, oh yeah, it's like a 5%. No, it's like 10 or 20 or 40% increase depending on what you're buying. So a lot of these companies are going to go in and build in the US. You're going to need to pump liquidity into the market. There's no pandemic now that's going to be able to say like, oh yeah, we're going to, we're going to give people these $1,200 checks. So what do they have to do? They have to cut taxes. In order to cut taxes, they have to cut spending. So they have Doge to cut the spending. They cut spending enough, they can cut taxes. And when they cut taxes and people have more money to spend, then again, pumps liquidity into the market. But yeah, in the short term, that is I think we had $1.7 trillion leave the stock market today. And Bitcoin's down like 30% from 108, maybe like 28%, but still. So in the short term, a lot of bad stuff. You also have, actually Zelensky, he went and kind of soft apologized to Trump. So I don't really see that as a big thing. Like that'll resolve itself. When that resolves itself, the Ukraine-Russia war, markets will pump and they'll rally. Obviously, in the short term, that's not in the short term, again, that provides a lot of instability. And the tariff war is not just between the US and everyone else. China's doing it to Canada as well. Everyone's doing it to everyone. This is just a good rebalancing that needs to happen. And it's going to be better for the US at the end of it. Anywho, let's continue on, shall we? All right, so what would a recession mean? It's just less money in people's pockets. There is this is not a guaranteed thing. Just because it's a 38% chance on poly market doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Even if it said like a 70% chance, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. But 38%, let's round it up to 40. That's still pretty high, but more likely than not, maybe we don't have a recession. And then at the end of that, what are the odds that the bull run, if a recession does happen, what are the odds that the bull run is over? Because recessions typically take, the 2008, that took like 18 months. The 07, 08, 09, that recession literally lasted that lasted a year and a half. Yeah, Obama did not have a fun time with that. For the recession in the pandemic in 2020, that lasted like a fraction of the time. That lasted a couple months. And then we had this nice K-shaped recovery. I think it's possible that happens again, where in the next few months, you have the war in Russia and Ukraine, and you have businesses start to come to the US. I think in the next 6 months, that's possible. And then we have this absolute blast off for crypto. Because you have to remember, these big institutions, they just started buying crypto. And are they manipulating the heck out of it now to make it go lower? Yes. But they're doing that so they can buy and accumulate. And I don't believe, you have to expect corporations and institutions to act in their own self-interest. The best way to go and do this would be to suppress the price for X amount of months, and then afterwards go in and just absolutely send it. Marketing everywhere, everything everywhere. How long does this last for? I don't know. Again, in the recession in the pandemic was a couple months, which in 3 to 6 months, then we still have plenty of time for bull market when that's over. The recession 07 to 09 lasted 18 months. If that happens, we are done with this bull market. But again, that's if we have a recession, and there's no definitive answer for that yet. It's just only time will tell. People will still buy on VeVe. People will VeVe will still make money. I don't know what happens if the narrative then doesn't hit. Could we possibly have to wait till 2029? Yeah, it's possible. If I were a betting man, I'd be like, nah, temporary stuff. This will fix itself in the next 3 to 6 months, and then they'll send it. But again, that's just my opinion here. This is just obvious. None of this is advice. We're just chilling. Jim Cramer says today's market sell-off shouldn't scare investors. Oh crap, that means it should. I don't know why Jim Cramer says anything anymore. He's just a running joke. Let's go to, where are we going to here? let's go to the rest. Let's go to daCAT, see what that's doing. CAT down about 6% on the day. Damn, that's down to $464,000. Only $835 in volume, $464,000 market cap. Again, as certain things go in and pump and whatever, daCAT is one of the things that I'll get a probably an unhealthy amount of the supply of, just because a recession would probably be better for the long-term health of the markets, because then I think people would go in and say, hey, I'm done with these meme coins that their owners aren't doxxed and there's no revenues with them, and they're just people trying to pump their bags for whatever reason to dump. But I think when you have certain companies with tokens attached to them that are making revenues, that are building a brand, I think money will flow into daCAT, irrespective of what Randy Chavez does and irrespective of all these things. Anywho, that's just my opinion. We do have some words from Ben Rose. It's a Medium article saying VeVe's Ben Rose on 5 things you need to create a highly successful career in the digital industry. First, let me go in and daCAT token. Thank you, DB. Thank you, DB Crypto. I'll go and say meow for you. Before I go in and talk about this, let me go to my YouTube channel. No, cancel that. Go to my live. And if y'all can smash that like button, it's a free way to help support the channel. Non-user Patreon, smash the super thanks button down below, super chats as well. You know the drill. Okay. And let me get to some comments here real quick. Great time to buy. Agreed. What's up, Bill Gardner? Meow, meow, meow. Kuma says third like. Michael Rowe says fourth. X was down for like 7 hours today. Elon said possible government attack. Yeah, this is he's I think coming from, I don't think it'd be the government, right? But wherever it is, you know. Otherwise, I might get some more bumper today. I wish you wouldn't. Walrus King goes, yo, mate, it's rough out there right now. It's hard for a G out there. What's up, Walrus King? Thanks for being a member. Yeah. Again, it's rough for people that have no extra capital, but you have that extra dry powder on the side. You are living the good life right now. Bogars, the bumper's down the most out of everything. Well, not on the day. On the day, I think it actually isn't that bad. On the day, it's down 8%. Yeah. I mean, it was down more before, but actually had 27,000 in volume, $669,000 market cap. Yeah, let's do the. I think DEVVE's down the most this month. Let's see what DEVVE's down 43% on the month, and let's take a look at where Bump was on the month, because I forget. On the month, they're down 33%. So actually, DEVVE's down more than Bumper on the month. Take a look at where OMI's at on the month. OMI on the month is down. Oh, only 15%. Okay, yeah. So DEVVE actually wins that one. And OMI at the 00023 level, the lowest it's been in the last 24 hours. However, only down 1.6%. That's actually really wild, all things considered. It's outperforming everything in the top 10. Bitcoin down 3.5%. Ethereum down 8%. Bro, Ethereum down to like $1,800. That is heckin' nuts. Ethereum being down that much. I had somebody ask me before, I was like, hey, are you buying Ethereum down here? And do that thought experiment. Say that I did. Could probably do a 4 or 5x, you know, if there's no recession, or even if there is a recession, we have that K-shaped recovery afterwards. It'd do a 4 or 5x. And I was like, and I'm sure Ethereum runs before a lot of I hate this freaking I don't know why my tablet does that now, where I have to constantly touch the screen. Anyway, at a 4 to 5x, you know, the blow off top, that's not really what I'm looking for. And I'm sure it runs before a lot of the other stuff that I have. Like, I'm sure it runs before OMI. I'm sure it runs before Definity or Flow or Alluvium or any of these things. But I would say, yeah, if I had any extra capital, like any meaningful, like none of it would go to Ethereum. It would just go to a lot of the lower cap stuff, which again is likely going to run after ETH does, but no, I'm not taking that chance. That ain't happening. Anywho, let's go to Ben Rose's interview, shall we? Ben Rose on 5 things you need to create a highly successful career in the digital collectible industry. Be the person who does the hard stuff. When a challenge comes up at a business or organization, most people don't proactively raise their hand to tackle it. Be that person. You can solve problems that not only creates opportunities for you, but also builds your reputation, skills, and internal brand. Who wrote this article? Guy named Yitzi Wiener. That is a great name. That is a super jealous. It says, I had the pleasure of talking with Ben Rose. Ben is the co-CEO of VeVe, digital collectibles platform specializing in licensed NFTs from major brands such as Marvel, Disney, and DC Comics. With a background spanning advertising, financial services, and cryptocurrency, Rose has played a key role in expanding digital assets and blockchain-based consumer experiences. His tenure at VeVe has been marked by a focus on user growth, community engagement, and the development of VeVeverse, an interactive metaverse for collectors. Rose was born in London, United Kingdom, as the youngest of 6 children. He developed an early interest in languages, which led him to study Spanish, Portuguese at Oxford University. As part of his studies, he spent time in Portugal and Spain, immersing himself in the culture and refining his linguistic skills. Despite his passion for languages, he found that his career prospects were uncertain upon graduation. A friend suggested he explore sales and marketing, leading him to apply to over 100 advertising agencies. Secured a position in Soho, London. Oh, there's a Soho in New York as well. During what he described as the golden age of advertising, where he learned foundational marketing skills under industry veterans. After gaining experience in advertising, Rose moved to New Zealand, where he built a diverse career in financial services and marketing. He worked in leadership roles that come. I feel like we all know this. We've gone through this, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get to the actual question, shall we? Ben, it's been a delight and an honor to meet you. Before we dive in deep, our readers would love to learn about your personal origin story. Can you share with us the story of your childhood and how you grew up? It says, sure. I grew up in London as the youngest of 6 children, so it was a big family. I went to school in central London and really lived the London lifestyle. I developed a love of languages pretty early on, which I inherited from my mom. She was always a talented linguist. I ended up studying Russian, Spanish, French. I was lucky enough to get a place at Oxford to study Spanish and Portuguese, which was a pivotal moment for me. It was a place where it was really cool to be nerdy, geeky, and passionate about the subjects you loved. I discovered my tribe, and it was an amazing time. This gives a little insight. If it was a cool place where you could be nerdy, geeky, does that mean he never got beat up as a kid? Because if it was cool to be nerdy, it was not cool to be nerdy in New York in the 90s and early 2000s. I will tell you that. Part of studying languages meant spending time in the countries you were studying. When I applied, you had to do 2 languages. I chose Spanish and Portuguese. That's a little unfair. They're pretty similar languages. Thinking they'd be similar, turns out they're completely different, though both beautiful. My offer was conditional. I needed to become conversational in Portuguese in 2 months. So at 18, I went to Portugal and got a job in a meat market to immerse myself in the language. I learned Portuguese in return for my conversation with university. They accepted me, but noticed that my language was pretty rough and needed refinement. During my studies, I spent a year teaching English to Spanish high school kids, which was amazing. I graduated as an expert in 2 languages and literature, deeply knowledgeable about Middle Ages, literature, and ballads, which wasn't exactly a straightforward career path. I could see that already. Sat down with a good friend and shared my uncertainty about my future. He told me, you could sell ice to Eskimos. I suggest you look into sales or marketing. So I applied to over 100 advertising agencies and was fortunate to land a position in Soho, London, then global capital of advertising. I learned marketing and sales skills from fantastic mentors, which launched my career. Over the years, I've always been drawn to challenges, situations that are tough and need turning around or building up. I've worked across various industries and categories. Eventually, I moved to New Zealand, which is now very close to my heart. Been here for 20 years, almost longer than I lived in the UK. That is wild. Oh God, what is that? Sorry. Yeah, let's get the comments here real quick. More bumper day, bumpers mode. Yep. Valron says, investments, the only thing everyone runs away from when it goes on sale. Yeah, people are strange, aren't they? DB Crypto says, daCAT time. Several guys says, daCAT in the house. Let's get this bread. Yo, brother. Meow, meow, meow. Ben continues on saying, I initially came to work for Tourism New Zealand, advertising the country. I fell in love with both New Zealand and my wife, whom I met there. Oh, love story. Now, I'm a passionate Kiwi with 3 wonderful daughters, 2 slightly less wonderful dogs. Oh. When COVID hit, like everyone, I was stuck in lockdown and spent time online. Finally researched crypto and blockchain. As Providence would have it, Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, wanted to launch in New Zealand. This brought together 2 of my passions, crypto and New Zealand. I applied and got the role of leading Binance locally. Oh man. We built the business from scratch, growing to 330,000 customers who traded $4.5 billion. I then got the opportunity to lead the Australian and New Zealand market. During this time, I met the team from VeVe while interviewing local Web3 founders. I remember that. That was a great interview that Ben did. He just had such amazing questions for David. Hats off to him for those questions. That was beautiful. I met David Yu, one of VeVe's founders, who explained their unique approach. Unlike many crypto projects that look for a problem to solve with blockchain, David and his co-founder Dan started with a deep understanding of collectors and fandom. They recognize that collectors love scarcity and rarity. These 2 Kiwi guys flew to the US, and with their American executive friend, Alfred Kahn, who was behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Mario. How do you dare not mention Pokemon in that? Sorry. Pitched to major brands. They approached Disney, Marvel, MGM, Coca-Cola, you name it. 4 years later, they've created a platform with unprecedented IP access, selling millions of digital collectibles worldwide. Over 10 million, I think like 12 million now. Anyway, they shoot, what was I going to say? I really need a drink. This being sober is really affecting my memory, not in a good way. By the way, happy March 10th day. Happy Mario Day. It's March 10th. It's an amazing business with remarkable people, and I saw the opportunity to do something cool together. One thing led to another. Here we are. Yitzi asked, did you have a background in comics and collectibles before you joined the company? I said, yes. Collected various things as a kid. Sneakers were one of my collections. My bar mitzvah cake was a Nike Air Cortez, which means something to a sneakerhead and looks ridiculous to everyone else. I also collected drink cans and toy soldiers, all that kind of stuff. My man. As an adult, I discovered Funko Pops. There's an article once that said the 2 biggest turnoffs for a woman are a man who's into crypto and Funko Pops. How long ago was that one? So my wife hit the jackpot. Now I get to work with collectibles professionally. That is amazing. I feel like a lot of girls that say that do not understand what it means to be in crypto and the amount of money you make. Yitzi says, can you share with our readers 1 or 2 stories that most stand out in your mind from your professional life? Question. Okay. Ben says, when I resigned from my first job, I made the mistake of chasing an additional 5,000 pounds at another position. It made me walk up to the managing director's office to resign. I was terrified, being the most junior person speaking to the most senior. Managing director was Jonathan Mildenhall. Oh, Mildenhall. I don't know Jonathan, but I know Mildenhall, who went on to become the chief marketing officer of Airbnb and Coca-Cola. He was an amazing guy who was quite unusual in advertising during the 90s. As a working class gay black man, he stood out in the corporate world of big agencies, but he didn't care. He was great at his job, and that's what mattered. He gave me incredible advice. Never pretend to be anything other than who you are. Be yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but coming from someone who truly lived in this principle, it was powerful. His subsequent career proves he was true to himself. I've always held on to that advice. It's crucial to have genuine values fit with your workplace. If you don't, you need to be honest and move on somewhere where you can make a real difference. Another pivotal moment came when I was working in marketing at an insurance company in New Zealand. Chief Executive Simone Brewis-Weston, an accomplished Australian businessman, approached me about a problem in operations. He partnered me with an executive named Pat de Marijne and told me to help fix it. I was skeptical. What did I know about operations? I was just a marketer. But Simon and Pat told me something transformative. You're not just a marketer, you're a leader. Leadership is about identifying objectives, identifying blockers, or removing those blockers. I learned that leadership isn't about being excellent in one discipline. It's about understanding people, helping them do great work, setting the right conditions, and then getting out of the way. This experience marked a significant shift in my career towards broader leadership roles. Confidence from leadership and focused effort, we achieved an incredible turnaround. We transformed a struggling department, hundreds of people, from losing staff daily to becoming the company's highest engagement team. People actually wanted to work there. It showed me the profound difference that belief and mentoring can make. Freaking love this man. I'm like falling in love with him all over again. Not that I fell in love with him the first time. Oh, what's up, Sapperrock? Meow, meow, meow. How's it going? Remember, people, visit daCATlinktree.com and secure your future with an amazing, growing, global brand. Oh, wow, there's a lot of... Okay, there we go. Yitzi says, it's been said that sometimes our mistakes can be our greatest teachers. You have a story about humorous mistake you made when you were first starting out and the lesson you learned from it. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Going down. Ben says, absolutely. So I'm working in advertising, got a new suit, feeling pretty professional, got a job, salary coming in, feeling quite important. One of my responsibilities at this agency was working with a major car manufacturer. Back then, outdoor billboards were a big deal. My job was to take the original ad, then check all the different versions going up around the country and making sure they matched. So I looked at the first one, signed it. Looked at the second one, signed it. By the third, I was getting a bit bored, signed it. By the fourth, I barely looked, just signed it. I can already tell where this is going. I figured out, how bad could it be? They all looked the same. Turns out it was bad. The price was wrong on 2 billboards. Oh. And in the UK, if you advertise a price, you have to honor it. We're talking about cars, thousands and thousands of pounds. A couple weeks later, we got a call from the car manufacturer. 2 dealerships had customers demanding for cars $4,000 less than they should have been, and they had to sell them at that price. What did I learn? First, you're never as important as you think you are. And second, always pay attention to the details. Never assume anything because it will come back to bite you. Since then, I've never signed off on artwork or a contract without triple checking every detail. That was a hard but valuable lesson. I will ask him about this on Thursday. Yitzi goes on to say, Ben, you have such an impressive body of work. Can you share some exciting projects you're working on now and what you hope to be working on in the near future? Oh, I can't wait for this answer. A little hydration there. Ben says, absolutely. So at VeVe, our mission is to be the place where the world collects. People have always collected things physically. About $500 billion is spent every year on physical collectibles, but they also collect digitally. We're growing that space, and as of last week, the place where the world collects is the VeVeverse. So good. We just launched a metaverse, and I'm really excited about it. Our users, hundreds of thousands of them from around the world, are diving in and building incredible spaces, houses, museums, cathedrals, showcases. It's amazing to see. The most exciting part of this is creating a digital space where people can come together. Ow. Oh my God, what is that? No, I'm good. Sorry. We have customers in 172 different countries. And if you're passionate about Sesame Street, James Bond, or Marvel, but you live in Ohio, heyo, Zurich, or Zimbabwe, now you can connect with others who love the same thing. My man, Ben, where... I wonder if that was a reference. Be like, yeah, we'll throw Ohio in there for Randy. No problem, Ben. No problem. No problem, Ben. So we're focused on building the VeVeverse, helping users engage with it, and putting together tutorials to guide them. That's been huge. Exciting project for us. Another major project we're working on is VeVe Comics. My man. We launched VeVe Comics last year at Marvel, and since then we've brought on some amazing comic publishers. This platform is for comic readers worldwide, especially those who may not live near a store or prefer not to collect physical copies. We've seen how disasters like floods and fires can affect collections. So at VeVe Comics, people can buy digital versions the same day they're released in stores and read them on their phone, iPad, in augmented reality, or even in virtual reality. The next step is launching a comic curator program. where independent artists, like myself, can upload and sell their comics on VeVe. This is all about creating a creator economy for comics. Hiccups. And it's exciting because comics have a massive global presence, not just in the US and Canada, but also in Europe, Asia, and beyond. We'll continue adding more publishers and expanding into different genres. So, between the VeVeverse and VeVe Comics, there's a lot happening and a lot more to come. Yitzi says that's amazing. Just to clarify for our readers, is the VeVeverse primarily accessed through virtual reality headsets, or can you also use it on your phone or computer? That's a great question. Right now, you can access it on your computer. It's just an app you download for PC or Mac. We're also releasing a mobile version very soon. Let's go. Within this quarter. What? No. All right, hold on. We're also releasing a mobile version very soon within this quarter, so you'll be able to access it from your phone as well. What? Sorry. Whew. As for VR headsets, we're definitely exploring that. I actually have one here. They're fascinating, but they're not quite mainstream yet. They will be, though. If you look at investments Google, Amazon, and Meta are making into hardware and software, augmented reality is a different growing space. We've actually had augmented reality on the app for years. Our collectors can place a DeLorean in their driveway, hang digital artwork in their living room wall, or even take a cool video with their kids with Cookie Monster in the backyard, all through their mobile phone. Eventually, that kind of experience will happen through headsets too. It's really just a matter of when the hardware becomes affordable and widely adopted. Right now, VR headsets are $300 to $400 range at Target, so they're not wildly expensive, and the price is coming down. But for today, the VeVeverse is available on PC and soon on mobile. Headsets will absolutely be part of the future. It's just a question of when they reach mass adoption. I got to take a minute here. He just said they're releasing mobile in like 3 weeks. Now, this article came out about 4 days ago. So he probably gave this, okay. He probably gave this interview like a couple weeks ago, I would say in February. Sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening. He probably gave this interview a couple weeks ago in February. And at that point, it probably made sense. Yeah, we can get it out this quarter. But now that it's been, I don't know, like that would really surprise me if they did. I would not expect them to do it that quickly. If they can, tip my hat to them and give them the applause. The applause. Sorry. Ours says, while that Nintendo and New York City announced the RSVP Prismatic Booster Bundle to finally release it, let's go. Let's get that bread. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, dude, that's wild that he said this quarter. He says, okay, amazing. Are NFTs a subcategory of digital collectibles, or is it the opposite? Are digital collectibles NFTs? Ben says, gotcha. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. What that means is it's a digital token that proves ownership of something. Think of it like a movie ticket. You buy a ticket, and that piece of paper is a token that grants you access to the cinema. NFTs work the same way, but digitally. Some people call NFTs digital collectibles, while others just call them NFTs. Honestly, either is fine. What really matters is the technology underneath. From a collector's point of view, if I buy a comic, by the way, this one cost me £2. It's from the week of my birth. I don't know what he's holding up. And I used to read the series as a kid, so it means something to me. If I buy a comic, whether it's one or 100, either it's one of 100 or one of 100,000, makes a big difference. In the physical world, you don't always know those numbers. But with digital collectibles, we might release 1,000 or 5,000 of something, and you'll know exactly which one you own. Number 782 or number 21, for example. You also know how many exist, and it's all transparent on the blockchain. That's the advantage of blockchain technology for collectors. In the early days of NFTs, people bought them just because they were NFTs. But really, it's just a technology. It's a means to an end. We refer to what we create as digital collectibles because that's what they've always been. But the technology behind them, we use NFT technology along with virtual reality, augmented reality, and increasingly artificial intelligence. Talk dirty to me, Ben. We're expanding our use of AI as well. Oh my God, talk dirty to me, Ben. Oh, what type of AI? Look at this sexy piece of man right there. What are we using AI for, Ben? What are we using AI for? Okay, I'm sorry. So I don't know. I need to have like one of those things that constantly pokes the screen every few seconds. Anyway, it says, yeah, that was actually my next question. NFTs and blockchain were huge buzzwords 4 or 5 years ago. That's when I first started learning about them. Now the biggest buzzword is AI. How do you see digital collectibles converging with AI? It also seems like AI makes it much easier to create digital collectibles and even comics. Feels like it democratizes access, allowing more people to become creators. Ben says, for us, if a technology serves a purpose for collectors, we're interested. The ones we use do. We're not just adopting technologies for the sake of it, or to say we have them on our site. The real question is, what do our collectors and our community want? Well, I feel sorry. And do these technologies help us deliver a better experience? Okay, all right, fair. AI is definitely one that does. We've been exploring it and running several pilot programs across different parts of our business. So it's more than just Stacker. Okay. We've tested AI in different areas: sales and marketing, operations, production. In some cases, it's about improving efficiency. In others, it's about data analysis and research. One exciting area is personalized recommendations. When you have a marketplace like ours with so many products and users, AI can help make recommendations more relevant. They have a little mistake in there. Nice. We've run several pilots, and we're confident AI has a role to play for us. We're going to be doing a lot more with it in the future. I think one of the key ingredients to VeVe's success over the years has been offering collectors premium licensed brands that have been around for decades or even centuries, like Star Wars, Disney, even historic stamps like the penny black. Priority is making sure the quality of our digital collectibles honors that legacy. AI can, oh God, I lost my spot. AI can assist that process, but our creative and production teams still play the biggest role. AI is a tool to help them, not replace them. For us, AI is like any other technology that can be used for good or bad. Key question is always, what problem are we trying to solve? Take GPS, for example. It was originally developed for guiding missiles. Now we use it every day to book taxis or get directions. Taxis. Ben, really showing your age with this one. It's just a technology, not an end in itself. It's a means to an end. So yes, we're interested in AI and we're using it where it makes sense, but it's just one of many tools that we can use alongside AR, VR, and blockchain. And when the next big thing comes along, we'll evaluate that too. If it benefits our users, great. Turns out to be all hype, we'll move on and wait for the next real innovation. I am loving this article so far. California Comics says, hey-oh, yeah, what's up, California Comics? Meow, 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 meow. Lagar says, I've been Ohio longer, Randy. He was absolutely obviously referring to me. All right, yeah, he might have been. Yeah, fair point. How long have you been in Ohio for, Bill? Is it all your life? Is it a decade? Let me know. Yes, it says, so anything digital can become an NFT or digital collectible. For example, let's say you had a famous singer. Could they make a song where there's only one digital copy of it and that becomes an NFT? And it says anything. Absolutely anything. You can mint an NFT. It's actually very easy to do. Question is, does anyone want to buy it? A lot of businesses found out during the NFT bubble, at first, people would buy something just because it was an NFT. But that didn't last. Now, where things have settled, is that if someone loves Back to the Future, they love it on a water bottle, on a duvet, a wall art, and as a digital collectible, because they love that. Someone loves a musician or a band, that passion is what makes them a collector. That's why they want to collect. So it's very easy to make an NFT, just like it's easy to create a cryptocurrency. But whether it has value or meaning to someone is a different question. And that's where brands and intellectual property come in. We actually did a partnership last year with a small but well-known stamp retailer in the UK called Stamp Gibbons. They've been around since the 1800s, selling stamps in London to philatelists, to people that collect stamps. We released a digital version of the penny black stamp. A small number of collectors also received the physical one. It went absolutely crazy. Who would have thought stamp collectors would collect stamps digitally? But like every other part of our lives, think about all the things that used to be physical too. Photo albums, for example. We used to take photos, print them, stick them in an album. Now we take them on our phones and store them in the cloud. In order to go in and have a photo posted on Facebook years ago, you had to take a photo, print it out, scan it into your computer, and then you had to work for that shit back in the day. It was wild. Collecting is the same. What makes a collectible meaningful to someone is the intellectual property behind it. Comic book isn't meaningful to me just because of the paper or the ink. That's just the technology used to create it. It's meaningful because of the date, the title, and what was happening in my life when it came out. Same goes for digital collectibles. Wes saying, if you thought Divinity was an easy 1000x at 6 cents, that means an easy 4000 at this current price. Let's see what we're at here. Let's take a look. See, we'll break from the article here real quick. Answer Wes's question. Wes, thank you for being a member. Let's see what the market cap is. Okay, okay, 326, 239 times. Yeah, I wouldn't say an easy 4000x, because even when I went and talked about Definity, I never said it would have been an easy 1000x. It would have been a 1000x if certain things happened. But from here, I'll say, yeah, I would be fairly comfortable with making a bet with someone like, yeah, we do a 2000x from here. This $4.6 billion for what they're doing. Now, is that worth it? Like right now? No. For right now, let me do some math here real quick. Blaze it. Let's say they don't grow. Oh wow. 200. I mean, I'm from here. Very, 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 very easy 100x. And I won't tell you how I got that number, but just know that I got it from a legit way. Anyway, but could I see it do a 4000x? Yeah, I could see that. I think things have to hit right. Things have to be able to go in and say like, yeah. Again, when I get, oh lordy, sorry, I have a lot of notifications. All right, I'll go over those later. I wouldn't say it's an easy 4000x, but I think it could happen. Am I JP from Angels in the Outfield? Because it could happen. That was a wicked old reference there. So that would be a little crazy, but I just bought a little more. Yeah, I can't wait to absolutely get so much of this. We'll see. We'll see. Also, hi. Yo, what up, Vampire? How's it going? Meow, 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 meow. Where was I here? All right, let's go back to the Ben article. I know X is like broken today. He says that leads us to our signature question. Ben, you've been blessed with a lot of success. Can you share 5 things that you need to create a highly successful career in the digital collectible industry? All right. He's about to give us some nuggets here. Let's see where we go. Number 1 is mentors. As you go through your career, keep an eye out for those special people you can learn from and ask them for guidance. Everyone has skills you don't have. Build a personal advisory board of mentors throughout your life. I've been very lucky to be able to do just that. Number 2 is never say no. Be open to opportunities because you never know where they might lead. When a door opens, step through it. You might be surprised at what's on the other side. There's a quote for this. Mr. Peanut Butter's grandma says something like, take every opportunity because opportunities are like, take every opportunity. Number 3 is have a plan. Even if it's not detailed, have an ultimate destination in mind for where you want your career to go. That way, as opportunities rise, you can make sure they align with your goals. They should help you close skill gaps and gain the experience you need to reach that endpoint, whatever it may be. Number 4 is be the person who does the hard stuff. When a challenge comes up in a business or organization, most people don't proactively raise their hands to tackle it. Be that person. You can solve problems. It not only creates opportunities for you, but also builds your reputation, skills, and internal brand. Yeah, fair. Number 5 is make sure your values align with the team and organization you're a part of. If they don't, get out. If they do, double down. Fair point. Fair point. I might bring this up on my conversation with him later this week. Yitzi says, here's a final aspirational question. Ben, because of your great work and the platform you built, You're a person of enormous influence. If you could spread an idea or inspire a movement that would bring the most good to the most number of people, what would it be? Ben says, just to clarify, I did not build this. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. My two co-founders built this. I get the easy job of coming in and reaping the benefits. They did the hard work. Love that. My friend EJ used to say, you always got to give credit to the team. But in terms of an idea, I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned over the years is that technology is just a tool. It's neutral. When new technologies emerge, the neutral human reaction is often suspicion, nervousness, or even rejection. People recoil from it, criticize it, or dismiss it. I think it was Storm that said people always reject what they do not understand. But the people who succeed in business do the opposite. They embrace new technology, look past the noise, and find opportunities in it. My friend Dan, who's on the podcast once before, had said, never let technology pass you by. Been one of the best pieces of advice he ever gave. It's only in hindsight that the naysayers realize they got it wrong. So for me, the best piece of advice I can give, and the lesson I've learned, is to stay open to new things, control the knee-jerk reaction to resist change, and keep an open mind. I'm getting a lot of notifications from Coinbase here. What is... Oh, Ethereum's under 1,800. Oh, Bitcoin's under. Bitcoin went to 76.7. Damn. I looked at this not too long ago. Hold on. This was in 73,000. Typically, the next floor is going to be like the last breakout point. March 13th of 2024, 73,000. So we could go there. And if we go there, then, oh God, could you imagine 55? Could you imagine 55,000? But yeah, 73,000 is potentially where you could go for Bitcoin. And then Ethereum. Ooh, Ethereum at 1794. God damn. This is why I wouldn't buy Ethereum. Damn, down 12% on the day. XRP falling below $2. Solana $1.14. God damn. Or I'm sorry, 114. My apologies. Let's take a look at the Pepe here real quick. I want to see what they're at. $2.3 billion market cap. Where's the Trump coin? Barely over $2 billion market cap. Sorry. Let's keep going here. California Com says, granted, it was quite delayed, but Dan Crothers and his team at VeVe need massive props for delivering such a quality VeVe version 1.0. This is one of the craziest achievements that I think that has ever been achieved by companies like this. Continue to ask around. Cool beans. Will do. Shout out to Ernest over in the Gold Logo group. He's a good dude. Yeah, this is one of the craziest achievements they've ever achieved. That most people have ever achieved. I feel like we're very. I feel like we don't fully appreciate the moment that we're in, and it's like, well, Chavez, my bags are down, everything. Like, irrespective, I know that's hard to put aside, but David and Dan, both billionaires at one point, will be billionaires again, have done this incredible thing, and we get to chill with them. Just go to an event and hang out with them. Obviously, Ben will be in that group as well, hopefully soon. Yeah, the fact that we just get to hang out with these people that did this incredible thing is heckin' nuts. Heckin' nuts. Anyway, where are we at here? Oh God, I have to sneeze. Do I have to sneeze? No, maybe I don't. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Back to the Ben interview. Yitzi says, Ben, how can our readers learn more about VeVe services and products? How can our readers support you in any way? Ben says, we'd love for them to visit VeVe.me. You can download our app from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. You can also find us on X. If you want to learn more, come to any of those amazing places. Our amazing community would love to welcome you. We work with over 200 of the world's biggest brands. So if you visit VeVe.me, you'll likely find something you're into and probably something that surprises you. I'd absolutely encourage everyone to come rediscover their fandoms on the platform. Because he says, thank you so much. Amazing insights, and I wish you continued success and blessings. Ben says, thank you so much. There's an episode of Gilmore Girls in season 2, in early season 2 of Gilmore Girls. Rory goes out for the Franklin, her school paper, and Paris pulls a Chinese zodiac on her and tells her it starts at a different time from when it actually started, so that by the time she gets there, all the good pieces are taken. And then she gets they're repaving the parking lot, and like on that story. And she's like, this is like a bullshit story, but okay, I'll do it. And by the end of the year, it'll say that I worked on the paper. It's going to go on my college application. And like a day or so later, the teacher who's like helping them with the paper, that's kind of in charge, but not really in charge. She said, I've never read a beautiful piece about concrete being environmentally safe and how we're all replaceable one day. And just that parallel, the allegory was incredible. And I know I'm really, this is going to be a weird jump here. Let me see if I can find that quote. Rory, parking lot, paper, teacher, reaction. There's no way this is going to come up. No, there's no way. No. Anyway, the reason I brought that up in the first place is because Rory takes a mundane story and turns it into something beautiful. These questions were fine. And Ben took these questions that were essentially coal and pressurized them and turned them into diamonds for us. This was really cool to read. As an investor, just reading this would help me. I would, if this was the only thing I'd read about VeVe, and I know that this guy's a co-CEO, he's giving credit to the team publicly. He's going off and talking about, where's this line? Where he's talking about comics, like, yeah, I like comics. I don't, like ink and paper is how it's made. That's the technology they make. I don't care about the technology. I care about the story, what it meant when it came out, where I was in my life. And that was, as an investor, I'd be like, that's a really good line. And that's a way that gives me insight into his high IQ brain, because not many people can do that. Drawing those parallels, making them easy for people to understand. If I didn't know what VeVe was, I didn't know who Ben was, my first iteration of it, this would force me to look much deeper in the company and be like, I have to learn more about this, and would definitely be interested in investing. Bill Garner's 37 years. Okay, you've been here a long time. Eric Miles says X is broke. It be broke though. JKRB, thank you for being a member. Give me those thumbs up. All right, man. Good to hear from you. Been here an hour already. Let me look for. Ooh. Sorry. Let me look for some news here. I know there's a bunch of news. Let's go to yesterday. Oh, wow. I did the DEVVE stuff. There is I missed it. I'm so sorry. I guess there was a space today that OMI was doing sponsored by VeVe Official. There was one that just ended by I think emoji that was sponsored by VeVe. Again, they're building that community. They are sponsoring every space under the sun, and they're going in and saying, we are working for our community. We're working to get this. This is good. So they've started with the people that are in VeVe already, and I think that by the end of Q2, before the end of Q2, probably mid Q2, they would have rolled this out to other people that are outside the community. And I don't know how they'll do it, but maybe partner up some of the people that have been doing it with the other people. Yeah, probably something like that. Mark Carney to replace Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister of Canada. Same shit. Yeah, what the heck is with the flame? Most likely it just means burning OMI, but we'll see. I read this quote the other day saying, water boils at 100 degrees, but it doesn't boil at 98. The final couple degrees makes all the difference. Life is the same. Partial effort yields partial results. The last push is everything. Always go all in. New Canadian Prime Minister Mike Carney says, my government will keep tariffs on until Americans show us some respect. Good fucking luck, buddy. VeVe Versum has made a KYC Dan Crothers shirt. I thought that looks incredible. That looks amazing. I love that. Made a bunch of shirts over here. Take a look at that. New Pokemon game has anti-homeless benches. Thought that was interesting. Nope. President Trump says the U.S. will make hundreds of billions of dollars from tariffs and become so rich you won't know where to spend all that money. That's amazing. Ben Rose has a snappy suit, clean and tidy house, and a working DeLorean. Gotta love the VeVe official VeVeverse. Thank you, Dan Crothers, for my new pad. Looks awesome. DeLoreans, baby. Oh, no. Oh, my friends. Comey's down. Building wall. Sluggo. Doggo. Whenever I'm stuck behind old people in the parking lot, I play Falling in Reverse on full blast with the windows down. Seniors want to make me slow down. They have to hear my emo. I don't know where this is from. We have somebody saying there's far too much negativity around VeVe and OMI for Disney to expand. They are happy with their kickbacks, but until the shitstorm around crypto and NFT settles, I don't see them expanding and linking experiences. Oh, so this I posted the other day about Disney linking the parks experiences with the Fortnite game. And I said, like, if Disney's willing to do this with one digital metaverse, it should stand to reason that they'd be open to doing it with other digital metaverses. Who's the only other one that has a digital metaverse that has a license to their IP? It's VeVe. And they should be open to it. And this is where experience meets inexperience. If you're experienced, you'll know that when business owners see potential in something, they explore those ideas. And yeah, they do the thought experiment. They run simulators. Like, okay, how much is this going to cost? When would we get our money back on this investment? How could we do it? And they go over everything. They don't wait for stuff to die down. Like Disney's not like this. This is why you can tell this guy has never run a company before, even like a small one. Saying until the shitstorm around crypto and NFT settles, I don't see them expanding their experiences. So there's far too much negativity around VeVe and OMI for Disney to expand. That is full-blown retardium right there. A big company is not going to wait for people. How do I put this? If you guys remember that Vanity Fair article around Cookie Monster, when Cookie Monster was coming out to VeVe, and the people that were complaining, you can go to that article. I shared it. I think David, you shared. Everyone shared it. The type of people that were quoting that article and says Cookie Monster's an NFT and everything is worse now. Did that stop Sesame Street from being like, oh, these people with this blue hair and it looks like they're real successful in life. They don't like that we're doing this. I guess we got to stop because they're being too negative. The exact opposite happened. They doubled down on it. So when people go in and say like, oh, it's too negative for Disney right now, they're completely pulling that out of their ass. I have no idea what they're talking about because I guarantee you Disney is going on and doing stuff, and it doesn't have to be with VeVe. Again, they're already doing it with Fortnite. And if you think that they're doing stuff where they're not going to get kickbacks on a secondary market, you're either lying to yourself or you have no, again, just inexperience, just person just never been in the business world. Mr. Flight says, hi, everyone.
Hello, Mr. Flight, with your YYZ clothing.
How's it going, fam? Meow. Winklevoss Twins Gemini is said to file confidentiality for IPO. Address associated with the U.S. authorities currently holds 187,236 Bitcoin. Spanish bank BBVA gets green light to offer Bitcoin and ETH trading. The Clippers were advertising at an LA Digital Collectibles is being advertised at an LA Clippers game as the exclusive fan collectible of the LA Clippers. Claim your free collectible. Teamcollectible.com/LA Clippers. Thought that was interesting. Just in Thailand's SEC officially approved Tether's USDT as a compliant cryptocurrency. Very nice. How much? That's why it says, oops, it's O'Milly on business account. Ha 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 ha. Hope everyone is doing well. X Spaces are dead today, so I needed this stream bad. Yeah, didn't you have one? You had one today, right? Or you're supposed to have one today? I think Emoji had one today as well. Yeah, I don't know why X is. I mean, oh god, who dis? Okay, gonna X out of there. I forget who I think Elon Musk said it was Ukraine. Anyway, oh god, Definity is stupid. I can't. I hope it stays down here. How it goes, I want to get so much more. DEVVE Protect has the potential to be revolution. DEVVE Exchange's crypto theft is a $2 billion plus problem, and DEVVE Digital is solving it. $1.4 billion Bybit hack is just the latest in a long history of attacks. DEVVE Protect, built into the DEVVE Exchange, ensures this never happens again. Time-locked asset protection, emergency stop for compromised wallets, and validator-level security with no third-party risk. On DEVVE Exchange, large-scale hacks would be impossible, and that's how they're fixing it. That is one of their claims to fame. Digital asset investment products saw their fourth consecutive week of outflows, totaling 876 million, bringing total outflows over this negative spell to 4.75 billion. Singapore Exchange to list open-ended Bitcoin futures contracts. Oh god, I'm dying. MicroStrategy files to offer up 21 billion in preferred stock to raise funds for general purposes, including potential acquisitions of Bitcoin. I bet. Thailand's regulator recognizes Tether USDT as an approved cryptocurrency, a major step in digital assets. Miles Deutscher says bullish on teams who buy back and want to accumulate their own token instead of extracting. Oh, that's something similar to what daCAT is doing. Oh, who would have thunk it? Cayman Islands now requires licensing for crypto custody and trading companies, and Coinbase is to launch 24/7 and perpetual style futures in the US. Very nice. How much? We've been going for a bit over an hour here. Let's take a look at some more crypto while we're at it. Damn, Bitcoin was down to 76.7 before. That is rough. Goes below 75. Where does it go? I don't know. Let's take a look again at OMI real quick before we end it. And again, OMI only down about less than 1% on the day. So again, not horrible. Not a ton of volume though. Quite a bit less volume actually than I've seen. DEVVE at 55 cents. Let's take a look at Definity again once more. Take a look at that. 15% to 1.5 cents. Damn. Please stay low, and please let DEVVE Moon while these things stay low. So I could just, oh my god, I'm gonna make so much freaking money into this year. DB Crypto commenting on that. Thank you. That'll be it for me today. We've got tomorrow a OMI is my homie show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, I'll be in the Poly Pupil space. Then at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, I'll have the Memezilla space. And then on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, I'll be just live. And then on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ben's coming on the podcast. And then that'll be it for the foreseeable future. I'll have other stuff happening late this week. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Wow. Many men.